What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Today it was announced that the 2020 Play Pokemon season, including the 2020 World Championships, will be canceled due to coronavirus concerns and the worldwide pandemic happening right now. I think this is a great decision on Pokemon's part. In this video, I will express my reactions as well as completely cover the news detailed on Pokemon.com. My thoughts and prayers go out to everybody affected by this crisis, and I hope that everybody is staying safe. This is it. Official news. Pokemon.com, the 2020 Pokemon Championship Series is canceled. It says the safety and well-being of our competitors, organizers, employees, local communities, and partners continues to be our top priority and is the primary consideration with every decision we make. After careful review and pursuit of guidance set forth by local, regional, and national health authorities, as well as the WHO, Public Health England, and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, we have made the difficult decision to cancel the 2020 North American International Championships and the 2020 Pokemon World Championships. With the cancellation of these pinnacle events, the 2020 Play Pokemon Championship Series is suspended, and all sanctioned Play Pokemon events, including League, Club, Pre-Release, League Challenge, League Cup, Premier Challenge, and Mid-Season Showdown are canceled until further notice. No CP will be awarded for the remainder of the season. Any points earned up till this point for the current Championship Series will roll over to the 2021 Play Pokemon Championship Series. We look forward to celebrating the accomplishments of all our competitors and an expanded 2021 Pokemon World Championships in London. Whoa. Okay. Expanded. Yo. It's going to be expanded.
Expanded.
Huh?
It's not expanded.
Oh.
It means double the size.
Thank you. Natalie hit me up with the correction there. Thank you, Natalie, because I'm like, I read that as just expanded, but no, it is going to be a larger. So I think it was an interesting an interesting choice of words there. I think it's lowercase e expanded. I think if that was capital E expanded, then it would be the format. But they're talking about an expanded 2021 Pokemon World Championships in London. So they're talking about a larger in size. I think slight oversight on the wording there, because it's not going to be expanded format, more or less. It's going to be just a larger in size World Championships in London. So interesting information there. We are getting confirmation that the 2021 World Championships will still be in London, and all invitations to the 2020 World Championships will be honored for the 2021 World Championships. We are closely monitoring health mandates, guidelines, and recommendations from the appropriate government agencies to determine when the resumption of the events and operations will be safe for our communities. Further details are being actively worked on and will be communicated, and we'll communicate with them. With all of you as soon as they are finalized. In the meantime, we want to thank our millions of players, fans, organizers, and professors around the world for their continued support and understanding during these unique circumstances. The Pokemon International Championships and World Championships are very special occasions for us, and we know how much they mean to the global Play Pokemon community. We would like to recognize the hard work and dedication of all our competitors, professors, and event organizers during the 2020 Play Pokemon season. We hope that the spirit of friendship and community that are the hallmarks of our amazing fans and these events continue during this challenging time, and that you take care of yourselves and each other. Can't wait to see you and celebrate with you again. So that's it. That's the announcement. I think that my initial reactions are that I want to applaud Pokemon for making the correct decision and for informing players ahead of time here so that they can have their expectations set, and so that we can all kind of have that information going forward. I think that Pokemon made this announcement in a very timely manner. If we think about, it's crazy to think, the Collinsville Regional Championships was just over a month ago, and and now we're here canceling the season. And I think that that progress on the issue and our expectations. I think I want to applaud and just say that they've really acted in a good manner here to make sure that the spirit of the game is really upheld, and that Pokemon is acting in the in accordance with world health and things like that, and expectations from us as a global community. And I think that it really is just a positive decision here that they have made. Again, I think they highlighted the fact that these international and world championships are extremely special events. If you've ever been to a world championship, then you know that they are a time of immense joy and celebration, and a time where communities from all over the world come together and celebrate this game that we all enjoy. Is kind of like a a language that brings us together. It's a time to interact with people and share with communities all over the world. And you might not even speak the same language, but you can all play the same game, and we kind of share that love for the game together. And to have that experience tainted by a global pandemic would be a horrible decision, I think. So you don't want to have that kind of celebration amidst the backdrop of global chaos and a pandemic and all of the things that entail. So I applaud Pokemon for having the foresight to kind of see that and to just go ahead and make that call. So I really do think that this is a positive thing. So let's take this for what it is. And I know that some people can have their can feel let down, and that's okay. If you have emotions that are sad or negative, that's okay to have those emotions. But I think if we dig deeper and look for the look at the bigger picture, then we can all be happy that we love a game and a franchise that is able to make these kinds of bigger decisions and put the health of its players and its community above all else. So I think that it's a reassuring thing for me that the game and the franchise that I love is making a very mature and a very well-informed decision here to cancel the season. Now, I think there's a lot of positive to take away from this. The hard-earned championship points that you worked for this season are going to transfer to next season. My initial read of this is making me kind of think that they are not going to make it so that next year's World Championships is this, sky high invite level. My impression is that the invite level will more or less be around the same. I suspect, maybe they make it like 600 championship points or something like that, but I don't think they're going to make it 1,000 championship points. They certainly are not going to double it up. Their allusion to the fact that it will be an expanded 2021 Pokemon World Championships makes it kind of seem like it is going to be a large event. And I think that they are going to be just kind of swinging the doors open so that anybody who hits this benchmark over the 2-year period is going to be invited. So anybody who's already earned their World Championship invite for the 2020 World Championships is going to be invited back to 2021, and then players who earned the 2021 World invite will obviously be invited during the 2021 season. For me personally, I'm about at 350 championship points. I was actually ended up kind of being in an ideal situation because I was kind of just going to big regionals and I wasn't really grinding out locals super hard, and I was just kind of trying to do the lazy man's invite this year. I was just trying to kind of do as much as I could without really overdoing myself or stretching myself too thin. And I ended up being in like a pretty good position here to get my invite by the end of the year. But then obviously with all championship point events canceled, it was going to be not happening, obviously. And I think that having 300, I think it's 380 or so championship points heading into next season is going to be pretty solid. I expect that the invite will probably be between like 500 and 600 CP. Again, and I think that is pure speculation, so just take that with a grain of salt for whatever it is, but I suspect that it will probably be like 600 CP. I don't really see them making it any higher than that. That's just my opinion though, because I think that Pokemon is not going to want to scare away new players from trying to get into the game and to chase the invite next year. And I think that they are going to, Pokemon is a game that is constantly welcoming in new players to the competitive play arena. And I think by setting the championship invites, kind of at this, reasonable bar somewhere around 500 or 600 again. I think that they're going to continue to try and welcome those players in. Whereas if they make it something like 800 to 1,000, then new players are going to look at that and be like, well, that's impossible. I didn't play last year, so it's just not going to happen. So I do suspect that the invite will be, right around the same spot that it was. Obviously, that's just pure speculation, though. Now, we have another kind of thing to think about. The fact that these are kind of going to be the lost formats, right? This standard and expanded format that we are operating in right now, this Ultra Prism to Sword and Shield format is officially dead. All right, who's got the party poppers? Let's go. It's officially gone. And I think that we are never going to have any sort of closure on it, right? And I think that honestly, I'm stoked about it. To be honest, I was so kind of burnt out of this current standard format anyway. And I think that's not just me. I think a lot of players were kind of burnt out of this standard format. And I am really excited to get to find other more casual ways to enjoy the Pokemon trading card game for the remainder of the spring and into the summer. We are still going to be creating all of the tabletop content that we are used to. I'm still going to be creating new decks. I'm still going to be trying to push the envelope with the metagame. I'm still going to do my tabletop content for Rebel Clash. I'm still going to be building those decks and trying to figure out what is the best Ultra Prism to Rebel Clash deck. What is the best, Ultra Prism to whatever the next deck is, because that's going to be the format that we are playing on the Pokemon trading card game online. And for at least the next 6 to 8 months or whatever, the Pokemon trading card game online is going to be our competitive dojo. That is going to be the opportunity that we have to be competitive with the Pokemon trading card game. So I'm still going to try and push that envelope and get the best decks developed for these formats that we can. But as far as competitive play, championship points, tournament goes, these formats are, in all sense of the word, dead. And there's not going to be any 2020 World Championships. This is the first World Championships that will have not fired or not existed ever. So there's always going to be this mark in on the season. There's going to be no 2020 World Champion. There's going to be no 2020 World Championships. There's going to be no 2020. If you're a collector and you're collecting the World Championship decks from every single year, there's no entry for 2020. It's going to skip straight from 2019 to 2021. And that's just certainly kind of interesting, but it is just that's just how history goes sometimes, right? I know there was no World Championships during the early Wizards of the Coast days, or that there was a World Championship that didn't happen, yes, in 2003, I think, during the Wizards of the Coast. But yes, the first World Championship that doesn't happen since Nintendo took over the game, right? In 2004. So since 2004, there's been a World Championship every single year except for this year. But this is how history goes. I mean, we like to kind of try to compartmentalize things and really just think of things as just being a certain kind of way, or think of some things are just invincible, right? Some things never change, but life has changed. That's just the constant property of life, is that things change, things happen, and we as humans have to just adapt to that change and stay flexible and continue to show love to one another and continue to lift each other up, even despite the the bad times and the struggles that we endure as a human race. And I think that this is certainly one of those times, and that we are all in this together, and that we are going to come out of this situation stronger and more, I think, with more perspective than we went into it, as people. And I think that this is certainly a learning opportunity for us. It also puts everything in perspective. It makes us very appreciative. At least I know I'm speaking for myself, that it makes me really appreciate everything that I have and all of the opportunities that I get to enjoy, spending time with people and sharing the hobby that we all love together. Makes me really appreciate and cherish those moments, I think, more than I possibly could have before something like this happened. And I know that I'm probably not just speaking for myself, but lately I have very much craved social interaction. And as I was FaceTiming with my dad earlier, I really wish I could go visit him. He and my mom live in Baltimore, and I really wish I could travel to go visit them, but and it's been a long time since I've seen them. But now we just have to resort to FaceTime, and it's it breaks my heart to have to do that. And so even the little things, it really makes you appreciate the little things, visiting your family, getting to sit across from somebody and play the Pokemon trading card game. There's something just so nice about getting to sit down with a friend or a colleague or even somebody you don't know from another country, and just share the experience of a tabletop game with that person, and to get to enjoy, especially Pokemon. And I really miss that. I do. And it hasn't even been that long yet, and it already seems like it has been an eternity since we've been able to share those moments. And I know that we are all going to be stronger coming out of this, and I know that we are all going to have a new perspective on this game that we get to enjoy, and I think we're going to cherish it even more than we could have possibly done so before all of this occurred. So that's my 2 cents on the issue at hand. I think that there is a lot from us to learn from this, but all in all, I think that Pokemon made the right call, and I'm really happy that they did so. So thank you all so much for continuing to show your love for the game in this community. I think that the opportunity for us to share this game and to get to still gather together in this in this forum here on online is still a wonderful way for us to continue to share this game that we love. Obviously, there is a gaping hole in that, because we really do crave that opportunity to share the face-to-face interactions with each other. But this, as all things do, will also pass, and maybe we never go back to whatever we felt was normal before, but we will certainly carry on with a new appreciation for life and for for sharing this game with each other after this is all said and done. And I do believe that Pokemon will emerge, and this community will emerge even stronger than we went into the situation with. So thank you all so much for being here, and for continuing to be a part of this game and this community. I love you all very much, and I look forward to kind of digging into these next few months and figuring out some new and fun stuff to do with Pokemon cards in the meantime, until the 2021 season begins this upcoming fall.